So we're just on the eve. February 22nd is when the film debuts.
Yes.
What was it like to reflect on those past memories and your journey that's covered in the course of the film?
It's just very bizarre and surreal because like I always say this is it just you forget what your journey was. Even though I told them my story, just seeing it instead of telling it is something completely different. She's like, damn, like I did it. Like I did the damn thing and I'm so proud of myself, and I don't give myself enough credit because you're your biggest critic, right? So when I watch it back, I'm like, wow, like I did a good job. Good go me, you know.
Florence Pugh portrays you in the film, so I imagine she had to spend some time shadowing you to just really learn you. Did you guys spend any time together?
Nope. No, I didn't meet her until after the movie. But she was so fantastic though. She got my number straight away and was texting me every other day. We would call each other and stuff like that. But she didn't want, along with like a lot of actors and actresses, they worry because they don't want to impersonate you. They want to portray you, but also have a little bit of them involved in it. And I just thought she did an amazing job. Like she is so talented, and I couldn't have had a better actress play me. You know.
We have the whole family appearing in the film since it's centered on your family. Yeah. What makes you most proud of the story of this story of Fighting with My Family?
My brother, he's here right now. Actually, Zach is here over in the corner, and it's just funny seeing him in the movie too, because you see my sister in the movie. No one knows this. They know about Roy and Zach, but I actually have another sister, Nikki, and I have another brother, Asa, too. But they're not featured in the movie, but they are cameo. Nikki's a cameo, Roy's a cameo when he's fighting Zach and all the thumbtacks and stuff like that. And then Zach has a cameo too, and he's like the drug dealer that's facing the fake Zach, which is very like strange. But I'm really proud of him and his story that he's telling in the movie. I just think it's so beautiful because, I mean, I love my story, but I feel like people just ignore or don't talk about his story as much because obviously they're centered around like a WWE superstar, and that's fantastic. But with Zach, I always say this, and I've said this earlier too, is your level of success shouldn't be measured about how famous you are, how many Instagram followers you have, how many cameras are pointed at you. You're successful at whatever goal you try and set. And he was like, I want to have a family. He had a family. He was like, I want to teach disabled kids how to wrestle. He's doing the damn thing, and he's doing it well. You know, and he owns part of my dad's company, and that itself is so successful, and it just shows you that you shouldn't compare your life to someone who's famous. You know, you should be proud of your accomplishments, even if you're not in front of a camera.
With this film, we get to see the backside of what people don't see when it comes to the sacrifice,
right?
The endless nights, the lonely days. Do you feel that this film further helps people to really appreciate that you are human beings with real feelings and the things that you've had to sacrifice to make it to this level?
Yeah, absolutely. Like people really don't see it, and people are always like, well, you shouldn't be sad because look what you have. You're just like, you could have all the money in the world you want to, but you're not going to be happy. You have to make your soul happy. You have to make your spirit happy. And it's just coming over here so young, people don't realize the stuff that I had to sacrifice. I gave up my family. I gave up everything I knew. I gave up the country that I grew up in to come over to another country and had this complete culture shock and not having the people I'm familiar with around me, and having girls that I didn't necessarily get along with too well in a company which is so the biggest wrestling company in the world, but it's obviously overwhelming for someone, a young girl like myself. And so people just don't understand how lonely it can get, because I spent so many nights and it wasn't even a hotel room. Like you kind of move over here and then it's just like, okay, figure it out. And then I had to like figure out a place to live, a place to, you know. And so it was just so, I would cry every night, and I would have so many panic attacks and anxiety attacks. I just felt so alone. And my dad used to say, don't be calling me crying every night. I don't want to see you crying anymore. If you're going to cry, don't call me at all. And I was like, okay. So then I'd sneakily call Zach. I'm like, you need to speak to me, you know.
When Dwayne Johnson approached you about the right sin, bringing this story to life, what were those early conversations like, and did you know then the trajectory of what the story would cover?
So it was obviously, you know the story already of how he approached me about it, which was wonderful. But he kept in contact after that. He was just like, at first it was just going to be a low budget movie. It was just going to be like a smaller movie, maybe not even in movie theaters, but he would tell me like, hey, the script just got read by MGM and they absolutely loved it. They're buying it for this amount, and then I was going to be a big thing, and I'm still like, what? And it just felt like everything he was telling me was just like something that was really cool. Okay, now we have Stephen Merchant as a writer director. Okay, now we have like these actors, and he just like, it was just mostly those conversations based around the movie. And then also he was so great because he was like a mentor to a lot of people. So anytime that I'd have a question, even just about wrestling and not about the movie or just about life, he was always there for us. He's so wonderful.
You're a very beloved figure in the wrestling world.
Thanks.
And with this film, do you think this furthers your legacy in the sport? Where does this fit into your legacy during your time as a wrestler, as an in-ring performer?
So it's hard not to pay attention to someone that has a biopic in the movies. No. So now, like, it just opens eyes to a lot of other people, because obviously the movie's going to be seen by a lot of non-wrestling fans too. And you don't have to be a wrestling fan to like this movie, which is also amazing. But it's just bizarre and surreal to me that so many people are going to know our story. And coming from a family that had like just a small documentary that was just seen by a small amount of people in England is now been portrayed into like a big movie for people all over the globe to see, is just it's bizarre, right, Zachy? It's freaking bizarre.
Does Paige go to the Hall of Fame?
Oh, I want to go to the Hall of Fame. That was like one of my goals. I was like, look, I can't really do much else in wrestling right now. I could be a manager, I could do something, but hopefully, I know I'm still too young to go into the Hall of Fame, but I could go, Vince.
And lastly, I know you've probably been asked this 100 times, but what do you want folks to take away after they've seen Fighting with My Family? What's most important for them to know about Paige specifically after seeing this?
With Paige, it doesn't matter what they learn, like they know about me. I just want them to be inspired by themselves. So just take me out of the equation. I just want them to see mine and Zach's stories and be inspired somehow. Like, okay, like I'm okay with not being famous, or okay, I'm confident enough and okay in myself, and be like realize that being different is their superpower too. So I just want them to be inspired to set goals and reach them.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers, babe.
Thank you,
It's good to
beautiful.
see you.